right? Tarek Mourad from Soaring Revenues, Soaring Revenues, Soaring Revenues, Soaring Revenues. So today I just wanted to give you a little bit of a dive or a look at how I do things from behind the screens. There's a lot that goes on actually when a coach is actually talking to a client and working with the client and seeing how things are. So I showed you before the simulator that I used, and this was one of the examples we put in. So in this particular business, when they went through the simulator, they could hit a higher profit impact by using certain areas that we see, right? So in the areas that we looked at, for instance, here are cutting costs, defining the market dominating positions, creating compelling offer, increasing prices, and so on, all the way down 12 items. And with these 12 items, the business would do a lot better. And so, for instance, this is a market dominating position. What is that? What is that about? What is it going on with that? And so when I send this to the client, this is a video. They can click on here and watch the video, and tells them a little bit about what the market dominating position is, and look into it in a further way. So, and then the others here is a more compelling offer, what it looks like. Again, there's a little video here, and so on as you go through here, increasing prices and so on. So this is the report that they get, and when they get this report and go through some of these items here, they can, at the very end of the report, they can click to book a time with me, and we can start looking into what their business looks like. So how do we look? So let me show you a little bit more here. So this is actually what's going on. I have this portal on the back end that I start working with, and I work through all the items in there. As you can see here, it's got a lot of different things here. We have group coaching, we have a business academy that you go through, there's a simulator, which is what I just showed you right now, the result of it. And then there's a coaching portal in which this is what I put myself in here. This is an example of what I would do in the back end to coach people, right? So this particular session here, again, is about the market dominating position. So what is looked at in the market dominating position? So the items that are looked at, for instance, are a review of the results of the profit assessment and what the goal is for this profit assessment. So we look at, in this particular area, what the market dominating position could do a difference for you in the business, right? So what is the power of the market dominating position? So there's a little bit of a section here about talking about what the power of the market dominating position is. It's very much like what Wei spoke about is your unique value proposition, but you want to be in a way that people cannot compare you to others, that you're putting yourself in a very unique position. So what does it start with? We start with diving deeper into the research about the competition. So that takes, now all of this doesn't happen. It's not like snap your fingers, done. It takes some research, it takes some work. And most of the time when I do the market dominating position, I don't do it the first thing. We start talking about cutting the costs and increasing the prices initially, because you can get faster results with that one. But when you start doing the market dominating position, there's a lot more research that goes on that you can see. So what is the competition doing? How are you different from your competition? So we need to find different businesses that are doing the similar work that you're doing, and what happens with there. Then let's brainstorm what this market dominating position could be. We go through an exercise like Wei mentioned, to try to figure out what it is. Now, after that, where can I test that market dominating position? How do I need to start talking to customers as they're coming in to start using that and start working with that? Does it work? Does it ring for them? It doesn't ring. What did you mean by that? Then we maybe have to change it a little bit, right? So we modify it, and then we test the idea, and then look at what kind of results we got. Did we get some good results from this or not? And then how do I implement this in my business? Because now when you start implementing in the business, that means everybody in the business has to speak with that market dominating position and start using that in their tools. It has to go on your logo, on your documentation, it has to go on your brochures. How do you put it out there? And you have to find ways to do it out there. So what is the method of implementation? And then how do you communicate it, and how do we make sure that it's okay? Now the last piece here is establishing policies. So this means, how does the whole business work with this? How do we integrate it in the day-to-day operations, in the policies that we use, and start making use of it all the time? So you see, it's not a 2-week operation. It's not a 5-week operation. This by itself is at least 2 months of work, at least. But it takes time. And the results from it are not going to be instantaneous. They're going to be, over time, they're going to start showing up. So that's why when I first start, I usually start with the ones that you can grab a hold of quickly, which is increasing your prices and decreasing your costs. Decreasing your costs, by the way, is one of the simplest things to do. In any business, you dive in a little bit, there's a lot of wasted costs. Just take it out, you'll start finding some results very quickly. But this one is the long term. This is one of the ones that affect you long term. Once everybody starts talking with the market dominating position in your firm, then things change, and it starts making a difference one step at a time. When you have this, now the marketing starts being more effective, right? And how you present the marketing and working with it. So I want to share with you just a little bit of this from the perspective of the kind of stuff that's behind the scenes that I work with. There's a lot that I work with behind the scenes, and every step, every one of the strategies I have has a whole bunch of work elements like this that you go through, that you actually work from. The beauty of this is, as I work with the business owner, there is a lot of education that goes on. There's a lot of education that they go through, and they up their understanding of how the business actually operates with everybody that operates with them, and how the clients see them. It just is a much bigger education than, I'm expert at X, Y, and Z, and I want to sell that, and I got to start going selling it. And why aren't you buying from me? It's a much deeper level than this. It really dives in very much with what the client, what the business owner needs to understand, how the business works in every way, with their clients, with their team and everything. So these are just this is just one of them that I want to show you. And usually I would allocate for this something like, I would normally put this in the schedule at least 2.5, 3 months on this one. And we go through the process and work with it. Now guess what? As I'm working through this with them, something else is interrupting the business, obviously, right? Some other problem pops up. So we have to put this on pause, go solve the other problem, come back again to this. So it is an effort, and it takes time, and it takes education. Okay. What else do I want to share with you here? One of the other items here, for instance, I could share with you is the Business Academy. And here,
how does it change for services?
Sorry?
How is that model change for services? That you does the application change if somebody is not selling a product but a service?
Yes, service is the same thing. You still need a market dominating position of some sort. Why would they get the service?
Right, but the whole cost structure and price, right, it's different.
Yes, of course. Everything is different. Yes. So the tools I have, they have up to 40 different strategies. Not all 40 strategies work with every business. Some businesses could use them, other businesses cannot use them. But costs, prices, market dominating position, basic policies and procedures, they apply almost to every business. But others don't. Others, depends on the business, what we need to do with it. See, it all also depends on the level of work the business owner wants to dive into, because not every business owner wants to get very deep in the weeds. They want to get results quickly and move on. The ones that see the value of this, they're with me much longer periods of time, because they see that they can benefit from this. What happens is the client himself, the owner himself, starts transitioning higher in the business and not becoming the day-to-day operator himself or herself. 5 minutes. Thank you.
So question, does the tool also give the business owner an idea about what's reasonable, like, or what's common, like pricing, for example, if you sell,
Yeah,
per industry, per services, and so on.
So usually when I put the type of business in, it gives me the range of what the profit margins are. So I get the right level of profit margins working with them. But most businesses that I've seen, they're operating at lower gross margin and lower net margin than they should be in their business. Once they start doing this and competing very well, then they could be among the highest in their business. But he can tell you, most businesses I refer him, they're starting off with very, very small profit margins, extremely small. So another area of the portal here I want to share quickly with you is a virtual MBA series, for instance, right? These are courses, and each one has a lot of details in them. They go into them, they dive into them, so I can give them access to this. They go in and work through this. It's they keep opening different sections and understanding how the business runs through just educating themselves. Again, not every business owner wants to do this, right? Most of them, I don't have time for this. Just you tell me, I'll work with you, right? But those that really want to grow, they will take advantage of something like this and work with it and open it up. Another thing I can work with, and this is something I'm trying to get set up with, is group coaching, right? And group coaching is basically opening up, bringing in several businesses into a weekly group coaching session. So instead of one business trying to be feeling that maybe the price is too high to do this on a one-to-one basis, they can come in a group coaching session. The beauty of a group coaching session is there's a synergy that starts developing among the team, and they start asking each other questions and benefiting from each other's experience. So it's not just me teaching them, but there's also the experience that they gain from each other. Sorry?
Is it like a mastermind group?
It can become a mastermind group later, right? But mostly it is both. Most of it is whatever coaching I'm giving with one-on-one, I'm doing in a group, and but it goes in a course, more like a course, and I can't stop for any one person too much because the rest of the team is moving ahead. But they can get benefits from the synergies among them, and they can start getting to know each other and talking to each other and seeing how it's implemented in different businesses in different ways. And that helps a lot. That helps them grow quite a bit. Masterminds are a bit different because masterminds usually are a little bit more open-ended in terms of the discussions that come in, and it depends on the group what kind of discussion they want to bring in. Okay. So this is just some of there's also, I do have some marketing resources too that we could that I could share with the businesses, right? And there's a whole bunch of different packages that come through there that would depend on the kind of business that we would want to use or not use. So these is just a starting point, and the business would use them and to work with them. Okay.
I have a quick question. If you mentioned raising the profit, right? That's the ultimate objective.
Correct.
If I see a business, how long does it take your normal or your typical average client to offset the cost of this program by employing your services on a monthly basis?
Generally, if we implement cutting costs, they will already cover my costs. For most businesses, right? If we do increase prices, they will have done it for the year.
So within 90 days, you'd see that.
Yeah. My cost is not that expensive compared to what they get out of the business. Of course, I'm not talking about $100,000 business, right? I'm talking about $1 million business or something like that. That cost is nothing, is negligible. It goes away so quickly. And when it goes in the finances, it's just one very small line item for the cost. It's nothing major. Thank you very much.